welcome everybody. We are so excited to have Angelle back for Holland America Week, and today is her training. And right after she's done with her presentation, we will have Q&A with you, the agents, and yeah, we'll talk about Holland America for the next 45 minutes. So how are you doing today, Angelle?
I'm doing great. I'm really excited to talk Alaska 2026 with you all and be back for another exciting day.
Awesome. Well, without further ado, we'd love to see your presentation and hear what you have to say.
All right, guys. So I am going to turn off my camera because I told Amanda I talk with my hands a lot and I've become distracting. So I'm going to turn off the camera, and then at the end for Q&A, I'll put it back on. So let's get started with Alaska 2026. So if you weren't joining us in the beginning of the week,
we're not sharing your screen anymore.
Oh, goodness. I wonder what just happened. Okay, let's do that again. Take two. How about now?
There we go. Yeah, we can see your screen. Perfect.
Okay. Okay, my presentation screen just went a little crazy on my side.
We can see it. Yeah, we're all good now. Let me
just click this one more time. Okay. It did something wonky on my end. And I don't know why it just did that. It's so bizarre. Okay, so sorry guys. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna close it out and start it again because it was looking really strange on my side. Okay, here we go. Now it's pulling up slowly but surely. And there, how we at now? Are we looking good now?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'll just leave the camera on then so we don't mess with anything. All right, so now, Alaska 2020 until November, but right now we're going to start with the top 5 reasons. One reason is going to be our glacier guarantee. Cruise Alaska with Holland America and see a glacier guaranteed or receive a future cruise credit equal to 15% of the cruise fare. We're also #1 in Alaska wildlife and wilderness tours with 175 plus animal sanctuaries and sightseeing opportunities, including the chance to experience Alaska wildlife up close through our Alaska partnerships with the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center. So we actually partner with 175 plus animal sanctuaries throughout Alaska. So tons of opportunity, and we know that that's why guests go to Alaska. We also offer complimentary Denali tours. So when your clients are on those cruise tour with us, they're going to discover the history, wildlife, and wilderness of Denali National Park and Preserve on one of 2 complimentary park tours. We also have the We Heart Alaska experience, which is our 360-degree destination programming, which features Alaska up-close presentations, fresh local cuisine, and curated shore excursions, fresh local seafood, because we're the first and only cruise line certified by the Responsible Fisheries Management, which is the Marine Stewardship Council, and the Aquaculture Stewardship Council for sustainable wild-caught and responsibly farmed seafood. And then the last reason is our luxury rail experience. So experience Alaska cruise tours, including a ride aboard our privately owned 2-story glass-domed McKinley Explorer rail car. So in addition to our cruise only, we do have those cruise tours. Now with the cruises, we're going to offer 7 to 28-day itineraries. Yes, 28-day itineraries. And they're going to be fantastic voyages with convenient weekend departures from Seattle and Vancouver. And we also have privileged access to Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve. We have onboard National Park Service rangers, wildlife experts, and more to guide your guest on this journey. And then, of course, that glacier guarantee with that 15% future cruise credit if they don't see a glacier. So just the is that your clients are going to see a glacier with us, right? We're not going to mess that up. So Alaska cruise tours are offered in 9 to 18 days. And they're land and sea packages that bring guests closer to the heart of Alaska's wild and all cruise tours include a visit to Denali National. This is located at the Gakers with lots to see and do, beautiful scenery, and you're going to get picked up right here at the entrance on Denali and Yukon itineraries. And then we also provide local tour directors that
your
are.
screen stopped sharing.
Oh, did it? I don't know what's happening.
I don't know. That's
bizarre.
super weird. Yeah. I've never had that happen before.
Yeah, me either. Well, it's the first time for everything.
Yeah. Okay, we can see it again.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Now it looks kind of funny on my end again. You guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. I've never had this happen. It's like really bizarre. So let me get that screen back up. Okay. So, can you see everything now?
Yeah, we can see it again.
Okay. Goodness. All right. Those privately glass domed rail cars and premium wildlife lodge at the gates of Denali. So you're also going to see more Alaska glaciers with us than any other cruise line. We understand how important seeing glaciers is on an Alaska cruise with your clients. So Holland America allows them to experience these blue-hued giants in their preferred way. You can do it by sea, where you take in glacier views from the deck of our ship, or you can hop aboard a catamaran, a rigid inflatable boat, canoe, kayak, or experience it at a closer encounter with those options for those kayaks and canoes. Now, by air, you can admire them on a helicopter ride or through a seaplane. And then by land, you're going to trek across the icy surface on a dog sled behind a team of Alaska Huskies. So it's really a 360-degree experience you won't get anywhere else. Now, we talked about this glacier guarantee, and I do talk about this a lot, but it's because it is to share with your guest what this has to offer. Now, at Holland America Line, we love Alaska, and we've been sailing its shores since 1947. So we are number one Alaska Wildlife and Wilderness Tours. Like I said before, we partner with 175 animal sanctuary and sightseeing opportunities to choose from. So included on that complimentary tour through Denali National Park and Preserve, your clients are going to get the chance to experience Alaska wildlife up close and personal, right? So when you get into Denali, the park is very diverse. So when you first get in, really thick brush, and that's where the moose like to hang out because they like to hide in those trees. So it would be like along in this area where you can see they just love being in areas with the thick trees. Now, as you move further in, it becomes more sparse. And so you're going to have more broader areas, and then you're going to see more of the mountainous terrain. So that's where you're going to see those Dall sheep. And then as you move even further in, that's when you're going to start seeing grizzly bears. And then when you get all the way in, the chance to see the caribou when you get to the tundra. And the tundra is totally barren. So that's the furthest point that that tour, the complimentary park tour, goes to. And it's really something to see. You're also going to witness the Alaska pipeline. So that's another important thing to share with your clients because that's a very big call when people are going to Alaska too. They really want to see that. Now, Alaska's national parks are huge. Out of the 10 largest U.S. national parks, there are no fewer than 7 that exist in Alaska. And when you're with Holland America, you're going to see 4 of those on our tours. So we have Denali National Park and Preserve, we have Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve, Kenai Fjords, and then Wrangell St. Elise National Park. And these are massive. We're talking, 13.2 million acres for Wrangell, and you're looking at 3.3 million acres in Glacier Bay, 6 million in Denali. So tons of opportunity to see that Alaskan wilderness. And like I said before, we've been visiting Alaska since 1947. So it wasn't even a state then. And the way we came into Alaska is there was a gentleman named David West, and he owned and operated a tour company called West Tours. And he used to charter our boats to get guests from one destination to the other in Alaska. And so we actually bought West Tours, and that's why we've been there for so long. And that's why we have more permits to Glacier Bay than anybody else, because of that longevity in the destination. Now, in Alaska, we have 7-day experiences, and those are going to go out of Seattle and Vancouver. Now, the natural demand is going to be Vancouver, this particular itinerary with the inside passage. Guests love to have that inside passage. And when you present the inside passage to your guests, I think what's super important to remember is talk to them about the spa package, because there is than being like on the Conings down, going through the inside pass. Forget. I know I have never forgotten it. I've been to Alaska 6 times, and I make sure that every time I'm in the inside passage, I'm in those seats. It's wonderful. So the round trip sailings from Seattle are going to feature convenient weekend departures, and they're going to stop in historic Juneau, stunning Sitka, and charming Ketchikan. Now, with the 7-day glacier discoveries, they're going to call on Skagway, Juneau, and Ketchikan. And the itinerary will include 2 full glacier days in Glacier Bay with either Hubbard Glacier or College Fjord. And then on the 7-day Alaska Inside Passages, these are week-long cruises round trip from Vancouver. And they're going to call on Juneau, Skagway, and Ketchikan before navigating back through the Alaska Inside Passage. But they also are going to visit Glacier Bay National Park and the Tracy Arm Fjord, which is a guest favorite itinerary, like I mentioned before. So we also have 14-day explorations. This is going to allow your guests to uncover Alaska's popular ports and hidden gems on 2-week journeys. They're going to explore the 49th state's largest cities and uncover its less traveled wonders, into rough and ready world of Alaska's commercial fisheries and Kodiak, and then marveling at glaciers, canyons, and waterfalls in Valdez. So really some unique ports of call on this itinerary. And then the best one to really wow your clients with is this 28-day Arctic Circle Solstice. So we introduced this itinerary a few years ago, and it sold out so quickly. We brought it back the next year, and we've continued to do that throughout for the last 4 years. So this sells out extremely quickly. You want to get your guest on this as soon as possible if they have an interest. What this itinerary does is it takes your guests to the Arctic Circle. If you look at right here, that little line, it's going to take them to the Arctic Circle, and the sun's going to come down, and it's going to kiss the earth and pop back up, and we're going to be right there perfectly positioned in the water to view it. And it's also going to hit some really unique stops like Nome and the fabled Kodiak Islands, but it'll also visit Hubbard Glacier, Glacier Bay, and the Inside Passage before it traverses the Bering Sea. So really exciting opportunities there. Soon will be those Alaska cruise tours in November. So let's get prepared is what we're going to have to know to sell that. Now, a cruise tour includes a luxury. They're going to travel in style through the interior on board the timeless luxury, that complimentary Denali tour that we talked about. It's either going to be the natural history tour, it'll be the tundra wilderness tour, depending on how long they stay there. Now, the Yukon Territory, if somebody's looking for something really unique, they come to you and they say, I've been to Alaska, I've done the Alaska cruise, I want to see some, I love it, but I want to see something I've not seen. Offer them this cruise tour. First of all, the cruise tour is going to be the most advantageous in terms of commission, right? This is going to bring you the biggest bucks. And then it's going to be the most unforgettable experience. And you want to build those unforgettable experiences so that they come back to you. I was a travel advisor for 10 years. I really understand what it takes to close the sale. And this cruise tour, I say always start with this, because even if they don't close with this, this is what's excited them, and it's going to get them on the cruise, and then it'll get them to come back for the cruise tour because it won't go out of their mind. Now, we also are going to visit the UNESCO World Heritage Sites on a cruise tour, and that's going to be Glacier Bay, and that's also Dawson City, which is in the Yukon. And then Alaska's Wildlife on Land, where they're going to spot the big is going to be the number one reason for those cruise tours. Now, experience included luxury train ride. It's going to pick your guest up most often in Anchorage. Now, your guests can choose to cruise first and do land second, or they can do land first and cruise second. I'm always going to recommend that you present to them land first, cruise second, because have you ever been on vacation and you say, I need vacation for my vacation? The land portion is early mornings. It is a packed day. And you want your guest to be able to experience that and then get on the ship and decompress, relax, go to the spa, lay around the pool, take in the shows and just really be able to reflect on what they just did. So always recommend that land first, cruise second. But they're going to embark on a land and sea journey with us that they'll never forget. This is 60 acres, like I said, at McKinley Chalet, and it's going to be their base camp for 1 to 3 nights when with Holland America. And if they do land first, they start in Anchorage, they take them into Denali, and then we load them on a bus and bring them to the doorstep of the Denali Lodge. Now, you're going to notice I'm going to flip back and forth between calling it McKinley Chalet and Denali Lodge. Currently, it is called McKinley Chalet. That is going to change in 2020. Called Denali Lodge. So if you hear me say Denali Lodge, I'm getting used to the change too, right? So same resort, nothing's changing but the name. But I just want to point that out so it doesn't confuse anybody. But they're going to arrive to newly renovated rooms, breathtaking park views, and easily access the bustling Denali Square, which offers your chance to purchase handcraft local goods, enjoy live entertainment, and swap tales of the day. Now, here is what that Denali experience looks like. Your guests can recharge in private Denali suites. This is an upgrade. Again, commissionable, and it's going to increase your commission. So always offer them that Denali suite upgrade. Then they're going to have a nice dinner, breakfast, or lunch at the Karsten's Public House. And then we're always going to have live entertainment and then artist in resident creating those local handmade goods. So for the luxury rail experience, you're going to have your guests embrace a timeless elegance of leisure travel on an unmatched comfort of a top-notch service McKinley Explorer rail car. It's 2 levels. It's glass domed. It's going to be a luxury train experience, panoramic views. We have dining on board. Your guests can do breakfast and lunch. I would recommend that you tell them opt for early breakfast, late lunch, because if not, they're going to eat pretty close together. It's an open air platform also that your guests can go out and just take in the crisp air and the scenic views. Now, we also have a tour guide on the train, and they're giving scenic commentary the entire way. They're also going to be animal spotting for you. So they'll point out to your guests if there's moose nearby, if there's bears, and they're going to talk about the area and the significance behind it as well. Now, our cruise tours bring gates to the guests of Denali National Park and Preserve and beyond. So they'll venture deep into the park's unspoiled wilderness on those tundra wilderness tours, which is on all 2 to 3 night stays. And then on the 1 night stays, they're going to visit the Denali Natural History Tour. Both of these are bus tours. You can add a lunch to your guest experience. It's going to be a little box lunch they eat on the bus itself. Opportunities to get off the bus, take animals. They have specialized cameras also that are going to really zoom in, because it's incredible when you're in this area where the doll sheep are and just how high up on these mountaintops these guests. These doll sheep are up close and personal, and it's going to be, when I said if they're looking for something really unique and different, it's going to be that historic Dawson City Yukon experience. We are the only cruise line that does this. You're not going to find it anywhere else. So they're going to venture where few have gone before, in faraway lands and subarctic Klondike regions, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And they're going to learn about the people and the effects of the gold rush expansion and colonialism. So if you have a guest that's like a big gold rush history buff or a history buff in general, this is a great tour for them, especially if they love the great outdoors. They're going to have expert insights from local tour directors. They're going to visit the historic White Pass and Yukon Route Railway. And this is the track that these people took in 1896 to get to this area of the gold rush. And it was extremely treacherous, and they're going to learn all about it. And then they're going to have that overnight stay at the Holland America Dawson City Inn, which is really exciting. So they will get a complimentary gold tour, Klondike Gold Tour on these itineraries, and they're really going to have an immersive journey into the Klondike Gold Rush history. So when you're talking to your clients and you're trying to figure out like what should you present to them, right? This is a great chart for that. If you can take a screenshot right now, take a screenshot, but I'm happy to share these slides as well with you guys so that you have them on hand. This is just a way to kind of guide your guest when you're looking, because we have so many itineraries. I mean, we have a plethora of every opportunity to offer your guest. So ask them if they're looking to stay on land, how many days are they looking to stay on land? 2 to 3, 3 to 5? Do they want 7 days? Are they looking for something really robust with 6 to 10? And then how many nights do they want to stay in Denali National Park? Is it 1 night? Is it 2? Or is it up to 3? Now, what you'll notice is on all of these, no matter what they choose, they're going to see Glacier Bay and they're going to go to College Fjord. And then it's just going to be a difference between that Denali Natural History Tour or the Tundra Wilderness Tour, which is directly correlated to how many nights they stay. And then we all point out down here what they're good to offer on the cruise tour. So is it Denali and Alaska Railroad, or is it that Klondike Gold Tour? So great charts to guide your guest and to look at what to present to them. We do have itinerary, which is going to come in, which is Alaska Denali Yukon Cruise Tour. This is the first time I'm even seeing this, so I'm really excited. It's going to be on board the New Amsterdam or the Westerdam. Now, I'll give you a few fun facts about these two ships. New Amsterdam is the only ship that has the dedicated Marimoto at Sea restaurant. So really unique offering for your guests for dining on the New Amsterdam. And then the Westerdam is just an icon in Alaska. So it's a favorite out there, and that's a great option to present to your guests too. Now, New Amsterdam is going to sail in 2026, May 18th. June 1st, 15th, the 29th, July 13th, and the 27th, and then into August and September with 3 dates available then as well. The Westerdam is going to be available May 25th, June 8th, the 22nd, July 6th, the 20th, and then August 3rd, 17th, and 31st. Your guests are going to venture to Fairbanks from a downtown hotel stay, and they're going to experience an exciting riverboat discovery tour. Then they're going to fly to Dawson City. Now, these are chartered flights that we offer on all our cruise tours. Your guests are going to go with only the people on their cruise tour. When I did mine, I was on board the chart with like 13 other people. Really intimate experience, and it's the airport is only open for you at certain hours when we travel out, so it's really a very custom journey. They're going to head into Denali for 3 days on this tour and have an independent exploration, and they are going to get that ride on the McKinley Explorer as well. So a really rich offer for your guests. Now, this is really a slide to kind of show you the generalization of what these tours look like. Now, we call them different numbers. We call them a D1, a D3, a D8. You'll see all kinds of stuff. YL. I mean, it's all these acronyms that we use internally, right? That's really not as, you don't really need to remember that. The generalization on this is to show you how these work, right? So with a signature Alaska and Denali cruise tour here, you're going to get 2 to 3 nights in Denali, and that's going to be offered 2 ways. You can do land first, or you can do cruise first. Now, with the land first, they'd fly into Fairbanks, then they do a triple Denali, and they're going to get there by bus, and then they're going to get on the McKinley Explorer, and they're going to traverse down Bridge, and then they would actually get on the ship in Whittier. Hubbard Glacier Passage, and then they would get out in Vancouver, and then the reverse, right? Now, the D3, really similar experience, except less nights in Denali on that bus. So more nights in Fairbanks, less nights in Denali. And then the class is going to be that 1 night stay in Denali. So that's just a really easy way to kind of look at the cruise tours and narrow down what you're looking at for your clients. Now, with the Yukon experience, same thing. This is a generalization, right? But I always recommend flying into Vancouver, then flying into Dawson, doing the double Denali, getting on that train for Anchorage, and then getting on the cruise ship. And this is also, this one's my favorite, the Y5, honestly, going into Anchorage then getting on the train, Fairbanks, Dawson, and then Whitehorse. I think this gives your guests such a great experience. If they don't quite have 14 days to spend, the 11-day is a wonderful option. Now, we do offer dining plans in Alaska, and this is really important to know because when you're on land, the meals are not included, but you can sell them a dining plan and it is commissionable. So you're going to want to offer this to your guest. It is going to save them money. Food in Alaska is quite expensive. So look for those dining plans and offer them the option to include their food. So We Heart Alaska is our 360-degree destination programming, and it immerses guests in all facets of Alaska. We have our perfectly sized ships that offer up-close personal views of glaciers, wildlife, and wilderness. And your clients are going to enjoy dining and entertainment that fosters a deeper connection to the people, history, and the culture of the 49th state. Now, onboard enrichment is going to be provided through onboard experts such as National Park Service rangers and Alaska natives like the Hoona tribesmen. Now, when we get to the glaciers, what's really exciting is we open up the bow of the ship. We invite your guests to come visit us on board the bow, and we're going to have the National Park Rangers and the Hoona tribesmen there, and they can answer all the questions about the science and the significance. But the Hoona tribe, they're walking around and they're beating the drum, and it's really like, I mean, it's a chill bump experience, truly. And then we're going to have that Alaska up close programming. So that's meant to marry the onboard and the on land experience. So for instance, you could go to an Alaska up close presentation about the Iditarod, and then on land, you could take a short excursion where you actually go dog mushing with the dogs that are training for the Iditarod. So it's really an experience that marries the onboard and on land. And then of course, we're going to have the wildlife spotting. Now, every cruise is going to have a glacier day. And that's going to be a day where we're talking and seeing all the glaciers for today. We hold a presentation, placards on the ship all around. Stand here at 3 o'clock and you're going to have a fantastic glacier. Or it may say, stand here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Your presentation just left again.
I know. I don't know what is going on. I've never had this happen. It's bizarre. I'm so sorry, guys. Goodness.
That's
Can you
okay.
see the screen?
No, we can't see it.
Okay, I think it's still thinking. Gosh. I don't know. This computer is, I think it just doesn't like Zoom.
We can see it again.
All right, let's try again, guys. So sorry. So I'm pulling it back up. I've really never had this happen. Okay, are we seeing screen?
Yeah, we can see it again.
Okay. And I'm trying to get us to that slide we were at. Okay. Oh, I'm close to the fires, and I don't know if that's just affecting the Wi-Fi today or what.
It
No,
could
it's
be.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've done these with you guys before plenty of times. I've never had this. Wild. All right, I'm almost to that slide. It's just really lagging today. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. All right, we talked about this. We talked about the bow of the ship. Here we go. So we also have Taste Alaska. Now, Taste Alaska is going to be where we serve our global fresh fish program, certified sustainable seafood, and it's port to plate in 48 hours. So it's the freshest catch at sea. Your guests will not get a fresher catch out there. And we're also going to have themed menus. So they're going to be seafood boils, salmon bakes, and gold rush dinners. Okay, and then we're also going to have the opportunity for your guests to connect with Alaska as well. So they're going to connect through wildlife, and they're going to get closer to those glaciers. They're going to look for those blue-hued giants, and something that we do that's really exciting is with a organization that actually goes and scoops the already calved ice, glacial ice, out of the water. actually make cocktails with it. So it's a really what we offer in the dining bars and lounges. We also have specialty dining across the ships that are going to be Canaletto, Mirimoto at Sea, Nami Sushi, Pinnacle Grill, Rudy Saldamars, and Tamarin. And then we're going to have complimentary dining options like dive-in burgers. And then we have the Lido Marketplace, which is going to be your buffet, and then New York pizza as well. So tons of options for your guests to enjoy cuisine. And then we have day and night activities. Guests can choose to begin their day with a meditative Tai Chi session, a spin class in our fitness center, or alfresco strolling through our teak promenade deck. And then we also have pickleball aboard all of our ships. This is a huge craze, right? So opportunities to play pickleball. And then we're also going to have an opportunity for your guests to try their luck in the casino. And then, of course, our nighttime entertainment award-winning shows, and then we have the clubs as well, like Billboards On Board, Rolling Stone Rock Room, and BB King's. So we talked about the spa experience earlier, where I told you recommend to your guests to get that spa pass for the inside passage. But honestly, it's a wonderful experience for any destination. Your clients can recharge in this peaceful seclusion. It's on our Lido deck, and it's going to have retreat cabanas available to them also. They can receive acupuncture services, couples treatments, facial treatments, hair and nail services, massages, Medi-Spa, cosmetic treatments, and much more. So when we first release a product, we offer it with a Have It All booking bonus, right? It's called the early booking bonus. So Have It All is an all-inclusive product. It's evergreen. We always offer Have It All. Have It All is going to allow your guests to prepay 3 nights specialty dining, get a $300 shore excursion credit, have a signature beverage package, and then they get the surf Wi-Fi. Now, when we first open a destination like Alaska 2026, for 90 days after the launch, they get a Have It All early booking bonus. The big benefit to this is going to be crew appreciation gratuity, right? That's the closer. That's what gets people to buy right away. But they're also going to get an upgraded premium Wi-Fi and then the elite beverage package as well. Now, we do have a connections program too. So if you have guests that want to sail with friends, always ask that simple question. Always. Anybody want to travel with you? 60% of people will go on a cruise for the first time. People choose Alaska as their first time on a cruise ship. So look at the numbers there. It's a great opportunity. You could go from an average booking on a cruise tour with a commission of $1,200. You put a group together and you're looking at $9,000 in commission. Now, for a connections program, our regular groups program is going to be for more than 24 guests. If you have fewer than 24 guests and at least 5 staterooms, you can email me and say, I want to turn this into a connections group. You would just open up group space, send me that request. I'll process the paperwork, and it's going to lower the TCs to 1 to 10, and it's going to give them extra gap points, 2 gap points per group. Now, it's perfect for families traveling together, educational seminars, people that love to play pickleball. Really and truly, if you know anyone that has shared interest, this is a program for them. They just have to be a true connection. They have to know each other to qualify for this program. But we also have a family reunion package, and it's a great choice for Alaska, given the popularity as a summer vacation destination for families. And this package is offered in lieu of those gap points. So it'll include a free stateroom upgrade for head of family, a lunch at Pinnacle Grill for everyone, $50 beverage card per stateroom. And this is just a few ways that you can really customize the journey for your clients with Holland America. So thank you for being with me today. I appreciate you sticking with me through the bumps and the technical issues. But if you have any questions, I'm ready for them.
Perfect. First question is, does Holland leave from California?
So we do not leave from California for Alaska, but we do leave out of San Diego for Mexico, Hawaii, Pacific Coast, Panama Canal, and then to go to Australia and New Zealand.
Awesome. Next question is, do you have group rates?
We do have group rates. So if you go to onesourcecruises.com and you select and then go to groups, our group rates are always listed on there. Every destination has it's a really robust.
Perfect. Do you have any video reels or marketing materials such as that?
Nope, I'm back.
Oh, okay, perfect. So they said, do you have any video reels or marketing materials such as that?
We do. So we have a YouTube page, and the YouTube page has all of the marketing on there that you can use for video. And then if you go to OneSource, there's also an image library, and you're welcome to select anything from the image library to use. Plus, we'll have social media assets that are ready to go on there as well, located with the destinations.
Perfect. Do you know if any of the hotels in Seattle for pre-cruise have a shuttle service to the Holland America port, the Pier 91?
Yeah, so you can actually Seattle has this wonderful service where you can opt to get the transfer and transfer in. And what's really nice about it is they will take bags and bring them directly to the ship, and then your guests do not have to deal with that. Or and vice versa. When you're leaving the ship, you can use the transfer and they'll bring it directly to the airport. So like, let's say your flight is maybe not till 6 o'clock. You can go sightseeing in Vancouver and not have to worry about storing your luggage everywhere, because that program will take it right to the airport and they'll hold it for you. And that's available through SeaTac, but you can access that partnership through our Flight Ease and Transfer program.
Perfect, thanks. Next question is, what is your longest itinerary?
In Alaska, it's going to be the 28-day. Now, outside of Alaska, we have Grand World Voyages, and those go anywhere from 124 days to we have a 94-day option, 124-day, and a 73-day option. So we got some pretty long itineraries out there for you guys.
That's awesome. Do they have to change ships for those? Normally,
No.
sometimes. Okay, you don't have to?
The entire time, one stateroom guaranteed for the entirety of the trip.
That's awesome, because they actually had someone asking about that the other day, if there was a cruise line that had a ship that was long-term, but you didn't have to change.
Yep, sure do.
That's awesome. Perfect.
Yeah.
Next question is, what's the best way to reach out to you, via phone or email?
Email for sure, because I'm often in appointments during the day or doing webinars like this. So my email is AMORLEY, so amorley@hollandamerica.com. And you can reach me there for seaborne questions also.
Perfect. Okay, I think that's the last question for today. Is there anything else that you want to add, Angelle, before we end this?
I just want to really stress that early booking bonus. I mean, this is a great time to close, and then being prepared with your marketing, ready to go and push for cruise tours in November. Just really mark your calendars now and just put it on your marketing calendar to make that email push to let your guests know.
I love that. Perfect. And I did see you had tons of deals and things that you can push for your clients and materials on your website. So make sure you guys go ahead and check it out. And if you haven't registered already, make sure you get registered so you can start promoting.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Angelle. Thank you, all the travel agents, for joining us today. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Bye. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thanks a lot.